Hey, everybody. It's
Look
no
at you, girl.
right. No countdown today. We just here.
Bam! In your face. We are here and
Well,
we are
I guess
here.
it's calling me on the phone, so I'm gonna take a second. Lisa, you want to tell everybody what's happening?
Sure, I can do that. Hello, everyone. It's another Water Cooler Wednesday. Woohoo! Welcome, everybody. Hope that your day is going great. We are here, of course, to do what we always do, bring you the best, the updated, the official, the information that you need to know in real estate and mortgage. And today, while Dion is talking with our guests, I'm going to go ahead and get us started with our market updates. So every day, every week, I should say now, well, every day something's always changing. But every week, we give you some kind of an idea of the things that are going on in our field, in our industry. So we don't really have an elephant in the room. It's actually kind of just trampled all over our lives. So we just gonna not even gonna say that. But we do want to still continue to address because this keeps coming up. We have seen some really, really, really sharp changes in the market. So one of the things that's happened is that rates are continuing to go up. I know I keep talking about it. Y'all probably tired of hearing about it, but we want to be honest about it. And that's why we're bringing it up because we want you to be aware and not be taken aback or surprised when, you see interest rates in the fives and approaching six, because
Yeah,
that's where we are now.
right. A lot of people are, going out there starting to look, and they're like, the interest rate is so high. Yeah, kind of been saying it. I mean, I think we've pretty much said it since end of last year, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
probably since around the holidays. I think is when I first started talking about it on Water Cooler Wednesday. But yeah. Good evening, young lady. Hi, Juanetta. So yeah, but it is they actually were talking now about, so you guys know pretty much every quarter the feds meet and they have discussions about whether or not they're gonna, stabilize things, they're gonna increase or decrease, whatever. So they're talking about their next meeting coming up that they're going to likely increase interest rates by 50 basis points. 50 basis points is basically like half of a percent. So that's something that we're already anticipating and expecting. The war is not exactly helping.
Yeah.
You'd be some when you really get into. I'm not very good with economics. I'm just going to be honest, but I do have a good idea of how things work together. It's like, if you ever watch The Lion King, they talk about the circle of life. One thing impacts the other and the other. Well, it
Hmm.
works the same way in economics. So
Right.
that's kind of what we're seeing. The different things that are happening in the world are all having an impact on inflation. Inflation is having an impact on our living, and living is having an impact on what we buy, don't buy. So we're seeing interest rates go up, 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 up.
Right. And then a lot of it too was we were down so low, right? And so now the economy has to kind of recover from that.
Rebound.
Yeah,
Yep.
rebounded. So we're seeing a lot of that as well.
Yep.
So
I remember last year I was able to lock a couple of loans in the 1%. I had a couple of people, my aunt was one of them actually. And a gentleman, let me think, I think he was no, he lived in Florida, but he had a property here in Illinois and we refinanced it. And I got him like a 1.975 interest rate. And same thing for my aunt. I think she was a 1.99 or something like that. But I mean, those interest rates are gone. But it was,
unbelievable.
yeah,
Right.
and that was, people hear you say historically low and things like that, and they think it's just a gimmick. It was not.
Yeah. Yeah.
We hadn't seen that before, and who knows if in this lifetime we'll see it again. I know everything happens in cycles, but we had not really seen things gone down
Right.
that low before. So
Take
that was
advantage, right?
take advantage. And now we're in an uptick. Now they're going back up, which is good news on the one hand, because that means the economy is rebounding and things are getting better. That's why we can charge more now. But
Yeah.
it doesn't feel all that great to you on the buy side of it. Everything is getting more expensive. Milk is more expensive. Bread is more expensive. Like everything is getting more. Rent is going up. It's
Yeah.
actually making even more sense now because even with higher interest rates, what you're going to pay for your mortgage is still more than likely going to be less than what the market rent is being charged now.
Gotcha. Right. And that's, a lot of people, a lot of was it landlords feel like, oh well, everything else is going up, that they can increase their rent too. And
Mhm.
so you got a lot of people that have actually commented on that, as far as, oh, my rent is going up so high, I can't even afford it. So they
Yeah.
have to find another place to go. So yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Definitely had that.
Unfortunately, our guest is not gonna be able to make it today.
Oh no, Rico!
Yeah, he feels very sad. He's very upset about it. So,
Oh, I'm gonna rub it
we
in. I
right.
can't wait to talk to him. I'm gonna rub it. So you just left us hanging. Didn't
Right,
show up, huh? No call, no show, huh? That's how you do us
right.
now.
I know my brother Rico wasn't gonna do that to us, but oh well. So we still can talk about title, right? We don't know much. I don't know,
Right.
but
We can do our best.
we can do our best, right? Or we can answer questions, right?
Yeah, Juanetta might have some questions as well. There, she might have some questions. We can see, but
Right.
I mean, so do we? Maybe we can have him come back on another time, and then we can do more like a question and answer from the disaster that we make today.
Yeah. Yeah.
That
So
works.
that's fine.
Okay, I'm with
Hmm.
you.
Right. So we're gonna do questions and answers on what? Say it again. So
No, I said what we could probably do is have Rico come on another time, and we can do a question answer session with him on that day after we go through this disaster that we make today.
oh, because we're winging it.
Yeah, we
Right.
are
So,
very much so.
right.
So at least let's do this though. Let's take us to the point where title comes into play. So
Hmm.
people at least understand. Now that part we can do successfully. Get us to
Right.
the point of where title is in the process of the transaction. So for anybody who hasn't been on with us previously, we do talk about the whole entire home buying process. So, you come and see me because I'm the lender, Lisa, the money lady, house money mama. So you come and see me and you get pre-qualified. And then we determine how much you can afford to buy. After you've determined what that is, I send a letter to you and a Dion, your realtor. Where are you? Look, I got it right on the first
Hey.
try. Look. And then Dion is going to take you out to go and find the place that you're interested in purchasing. So once you do actually locate that place and you make an offer, that an official offer is something you do by way of a act is actually in writing. So you make a written offer, you send it over to the seller. If they like your offer and they accept it, now we have a contract. So you have a contractual agreement between you and the seller. You guys both have to perform certain things. So now the time clock has been turned on and it's tick, 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 ticking down until we get to the day where you actually sign your life away and close on the house and get the keys. So after you have signed the contract, usually within those first 5 days, would that be right? Five, maybe 10 days?
Yeah.
Okay, attorney review and your opportunity to have an inspection. Normally around that time, I'm also going to have you officially apply for the mortgage loan. And when you do that and you have given your intent to proceed, then we can do something called order the appraisal. Once we order the appraisal and that person's going to get ready to go out, in the background, there's still some more stuff happening. Part of that stuff is title work. So for purchases, I'm usually getting in contact with the seller's attorney and asking them for if they have ordered title. So this is now where the title company comes into play. And so they do, let me see, how can I say this? So we ask them for a lot of different things. So usually when I do a title order, I'm asking them to, they want to make sure that the title is clear. There are no encumbrances or anything like that
Right.
that are going to be there. We want to make sure that the
And
correct
what
person is
what
on
is
title.
encumbrances? Like, what does that mean? So we're saying, right?
That could
Like,
be like a lien or something that's on the property. Maybe somebody is saying that they have a legal right to the property from a previous ownership or some kind of conveyance that took place. These words are really more legal terms, I guess, but So when I think of conveyance as being like when you say, hey, we have an agreement that I'm going to allow you to have part of this property, because of whatever, you love me and I love you, so I'm giving you part of my property.
Right.
I guess it could be for any reason. It could be that you owe somebody money, that
Right.
you had to do them a favor, that you promised their mama before she died, that you was going to take care of. Whatever, it could be for any reason, but
Right. For
but
the IRS, right?
the
So there's a
IRS.
lot of different liens that can be placed on your home. So there can be a mortgage lien on your home. There can
Yep.
be a lien
Tax
for
lien.
tax lien. There can be, so there can also be city violations that could also be on the
That's
home.
true. Yep. It
So
can happen.
the title company, they actually play a very important part, because in the end, what you don't want to do is to purchase somebody else's problems, right?
Exactly. Yep.
So, you're taking the house, but that doesn't mean that you're taking on their responsibilities. So, and there could also be like a construction lien. So maybe they've got some work, a new roof on the house, and they decided not to pay the contractors. So there
Hmm.
could be it's like, I think it's a mechanical lien,
Mechanics
right?
lien. I think is what they call that one.
Yeah.
Yep. Hmm.
Mechanically. So they definitely take that time to examine your the property titles and make sure that, like Lisa says, like the right owner is actually signing the documents, and they can actually sell the house. You
Right.
know, it's
Because
not,
it's got to be the owner of record that
right.
is on title and that is the one that's actually signing. That's another thing we check. Because sometimes I've actually had it happen before where one person's name is on the contract, somebody else's name is actually on the deed, and I'm like, okay, I'm sorry, but this person can't sell the house for this person. That's not how that works.
Mhm.
Unless it's something where it's a decedent, somebody passed away, and
Yeah,
then whoever's left behind, they're selling on behalf of someone, and their name was never officially put on to any records, but they have the legal right and authority to act, on behalf of the person who's deceased. Then that's different. But other than that, believe it or not, we have had that happen where, one person's trying to sell a house and they really don't even, legally have the right to do it.
right to
So
say, right.
yeah.
So it's important, especially when you have you own a home, and the person that actually owns the home has passed, and maybe it's been you believe you own the rights in order to sell the house. You got to make sure that you go through the proper channels in order to make sure that you are able to sell, because we can't just sell the house because you feel it's yours.
Right. Yeah, it doesn't quite work like that.
Right, it doesn't work like that. So you have to have the rights to be able to sign off on the documents.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Mhm.
So that's one part of it. Making sure that title is clean. They also usually provide title insurance. So
Mhm.
I guess that you could say that kind of goes along with it. So now for you as the owner, the person who's going to be buying the house, it's really optional. You don't have to get the title insurance, the owner's title insurance, but in the state of Illinois, owner's title is normally covered. The cost of it is normally covered by the seller. So I
Oh,
would say, why not get it?
right. So
Hey,
is
what
the
you got?
title insurance, is that just a one-time fee, or is
It
that
is. Yep.
uh,
It's not like how we think of insurance where, we have to pay a premium every month, and stuff. It's not like that. It's just the one fee that you pay at the time of closing, and then that solidifies and binds the insurance policy. And
okay?
the lender's always going to get it. So that, I tell people sometimes when I'm like, well, why do I need title insurance? Well, one, because all the things we just talked about, because even though, as thorough as we may want to be, there's always a possibility for human error, always a possibility that something is missed. There's always a possibility that, a document that was supposed to be, put with this package of papers doesn't get put there. Something like anything like that could happen. So lenders always get title insurance.
Yeah,
Now,
okay.
let me ask you this question. If it's good enough for the lender, why wouldn't it be good enough for you? You know, if they see a need to have title insurance, then I think you should think about that as well. Because trust me, the lender is always going to be looking out for its own best interest, always.
Yeah.
So you should be doing the same. So get the title insurance because in the event that something happens, in the event that they were thorough but not quite thorough enough, then you have some kind of recourse to be able to fall back on with your insurance policy. The same way that you would if you had an accident in your car. Same thing.
All
You have
right.
an accident and then, you have a policy that will be able to cover and help you to recoup from whatever losses that you had. I actually had somebody tell me before, this is not anything that happened to me personally. When I was
Hey,
working,
Lisa,
uh-huh.
I'm gonna join Rico in.
Oh, you got him? Okay, great.
Hmm.
Man, you messed up my story. I was just about to tell
I'm
a
so
story.
sorry, everybody. Oh boy. Okay,
Hello,
Yeah.
sir. How are you?
we worked through it. Thank God for me giving a couple minutes to think through it. I ended up calling our IT guy at Lakeland Title, and he got me all
Okay.
set up.
Oh,
So
All
that's good.
yes, yeah, I
right.
was really stressing out at the time, so I just felt bad that I was going to
Yeah, I
let you
heard some of
guys
them choice
down.
words you had.
Said it what?
I said I heard some of them choice words you had. You know you
Oh.
was on speaker.
Right. It's
Right.
okay. I knew you were gonna make it. I knew you were gonna do it. So,
We appreciate you coming on.
Not a
mhm.
problem. Okay, so where did I leave off? What did I?
So we were just kind of talking about some of the things that we knew that the title company actually handles, and so we've kind of shared about how the title company does look at the title, the existing title of the property, and make sure that there's no liens or anything, and that the correct owner is actually the one that's able to sell the house and stuff.
Hmm.
So, and Lisa was sharing with us. Lisa, you were sharing with us about your experience with the client.
No, I'm not giving my story now because Rico's
No,
here.
Ah,
and I jump in and answer any questions to the best of my ability. Um, but go ahead, Lisa. Gonna finish up, and I jump in.
No,
all right.
no, no. Come on. So she everything that she just said is basically all that we talked about. So we haven't really got to the meat and potatoes. We basically talked about encumbrances possibly being on title, making sure that everything is clear. That's essentially what we just said. So
Yeah.
you can pick it up
Okay.
from there.
Okay.
Mhm.
Well, you know what we do. We'll start with phase one, and as I always tell people, uh, the title company primary job is to protect the transaction. Our focus is where I always consider ourselves as the glue. There's a lot of moving parts when it comes to title. So what we do here, we have a lot of strategic partners that we work with the lender, the broker, the attorney. So we collect all their information. We get the purchase contract from Dion. We get all the lender documents from the lender. We have an
That
attorney
would be
that's
me,
involved.
house money
That
mama.
would be my house money mama. We also have an attorney that I work very closely with. And what we do here is make sure that everything, we look at these documents, I would say 3, 4, 5 times. We're constantly looking over everybody's shoulder, and vice versa. The lender's looking over our shoulder as well. And what we want to do here is make sure that everything is signed. We'll make sure all the I's are dotted, all the T's are crossed. We're the ones that's going to, issue all the checks. And we're going to look at your title and make sure everything there's no liens, there's no encumbrance on it. Uh, we're going to make sure that the transfer tax are in line, that those are paid from one owner anytime in line. It depends on the municipality. It depends on how much the buyer and seller pays, to transfer from one ownership to another. So we make
So
sure all
what is
everything's.
what is a transfer tax though,
A
guys? What?
transfer tax is the American way. Is a tax, but it's a tax anytime you're transferring ownership from one person to another. and it depends on what the municipality is. There's a charge for it.
Cook County is
Um,
real expensive. I know that's a couple $1,000.
Cook County is
Correct.
every county charges, but once you get to it, each county has certain fees for the buyer, certain fees for the seller, and a lot of the counties you can't even record the mortgage until that the warranty deed until that's complete. So before that, you can file the deed, and that's the deed of when you're transferring ownership.
Mm.
They got to make sure that the government get their part.
So, so they have to be paid first, huh?
Shocking,
Yeah,
isn't it?
right. And that's something with the title company we does. So, and a lot of times when we actually get the initial title, when it comes in, when the person finds a contract, and they actually go to their lender, the one of the first things they do is they get a title search, and what the title search does is collecting all the information, any liens, any judgments on the property, anything that's been recorded with the county is going to come up on this particular title search. Uh,
Mhm.
the title company will review it in detail along with the attorney. Once that's done, we send it to the lender. The lender reviews it. The attorney reviews it again, and
Mhm.
then once that's all complete, then we actually just takes it to the process where we're preparing for a closing. But everything is looked at so many times. But one thing I do want to switch over here a little bit, that's a little bit detailed work behind the scenes. It really doesn't matter to when you're looking at the buyer. But the two things that bring up when you're title search is two policies out here. One of them that I want to talk about first is the owner's policy. The owner's policy is a insurance, and what it does, it insures the entire process. So all the detail with all the moving parts with the lender, the attorney involved, the broker involved, it's a form that you're going to get after your closing, and basically what it's saying that we did everything correctly. And it's a one-time charge, and the charge is billed to the seller pays for it. But I always say, anytime you close, after you close, make sure you put this on your checklist to follow up, with your lender, follow with your attorney, and make sure you get a copy of your owner's policy. And the owner policy protects you. So if anything goofy happened, and there's been a lot of goofy things out here that happen, after maybe a check was issued wrong, maybe something was filed incorrectly, it's going to insure you all the way. It's going to insure you for the duration, or while you own that. It's going to insure you as long as you own that property.
If
So,
you don't know if you received your owner policy, how do you go back to get that? To get
well,
a
go to your
copy
title
of that?
company. Talk to your partners. Talk to your lender. Talk to your attorney. Everybody is,
Right,
is
got
very
it.
familiar. Everybody is very familiar with that owner's policy. So, collectively as a team, we
Right.
should make sure you have that. And I'm just telling everyone just to make sure that when you get that form, make sure you put it in a safe location, because you
Hmm.
never know if you're going to need that again. It's
Is
just an
that gonna
insurance.
is it gonna come in, when you get your little packet at the title
That packet
company?
is not little.
I know.
You're right.
Your
Thanks
little
to the
bitty
lender.
packet. Look, your little bitty packet, where my fingers at? Like this.
Right.
'Cause that's sucking like this big, like,
Right. But hey,
and you
and
got
remember,
that
that's the
crook in
lender.
your
That's the
hand.
lender making sure that they're protecting their investment. So
Right.
the
Hey,
hundreds of pages that's out there to sign,
look, them
90
hundreds
of
of
90%
thousands
of
of
them are
dollars.
lenders.
Listen,
But your question, Dion?
Is it in there? Does it come with that at
It
the
doesn't. You're going to get a copy of the title search, the one that the actual was reviewed by your attorney, but that's going to be a copy. It's going to be, we call it a marked up title.
Okay.
And you should, and I'm not sure if they put it in every package, but it's something should be a search in there, but that's not the one. It's the insurance. That typically comes 30 to 60 days after your closing.
Wow.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so that's
You
something
know,
that you
now that I
must
think
follow
about,
up
I
on.
don't know if I ever got mine. I don't ever open my mail though either.
I know. That's why I'm over here like, do I have mine?
I don't think I ever got
Yeah,
it.
and people be so excited and to get the keys, but there is the final step that I feel that people, this is awareness, and
Mhm.
that's what we're here for, to pass on the information. And
Mm,
Right.
I can't put enough emphasis on that. Just make sure when this transaction is over that you're reaching out to get a copy of that, and then take
right.
it to the next step to make sure it's in a very safe place where you can get to it, 10, 15 years down long, or as long as you own that property, because it
Okay.
will come in handy.
Okay.
Rico, tell us a little bit about Lakeland Title because a lot of people may not know it. We're close to the end of the show, and I wanted to just
Yeah.
make sure that you talked about Lakeland.
Well, Lakeland is a boutique title company, and we're based out of Naperville. We are underwritten by Fidelity, First American, and we also underwritten by Chicago Title. We were number 8 as far as ranked in the state of Illinois as far as boutique title companies, and we're very innovative and very small. We play big in the market, but we also do everything with a lot of class. I always say, we kind of, getting a Sam's Club price, but you're getting a Neiman Marcus experience when you're working with Lakeland Title.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Thank you. Well, we're
And just
sure.
if I could throw in something there, because I have worked with Lakeland Title on more than one transaction, and the customer service is bar none. They're very helpful. They will go out of their way if need be in order to make sure that your transaction happens in the way that it's supposed to. I've never been dissatisfied with the service that I've received working with them. So that's
Yeah.
just my personal testimony of what my experience has been working with Lakeland.
Yes.
Thank
Yes.
you.
Yes.
Thank you.
Right. And if you're
Thank
on if
You welcome, even though I'm still not gonna let you forget about coming on 20 minutes late today. We'll just
right, right, and if you
I'm
work
so sorry. I was trying my best. I'm so
right,
sorry.
if you
Excuses
work
as
with
usual.
me
And
on
I
the
was
seller side, hey guys, let me tell my part. If you work with me on the seller side, that is when we can determine what title company that we want to go to, and so majority of the time we use Lakeland Title. So you would have the opportunity to work with him. So,
yes.
all right.
All
All
right.
right, guys, we're gonna end the show today a little, but we will have Rico come back on talk about title some more. So there's so much that we could cover in title, but we want to just make sure that we stay within our time. Thank you.
All right, bye
All
everyone.
right.